Hey everyone, welcome back to our React learning series. In today's session, we will dive into an important concept, React list and keys. List help us dynamically render multiple elements while key helps React efficiently update them. So let's break it down step by step. So first of all, in React, rendering a list is a super simple. Instead of manually writing multiple elements, we can use JavaScript method to loop through an array and generate elements dynamically. Now you can see here is the examples rendering a list of items. Now here you can see here is the syntax like a functions item list. Here we use a list item, and here we have a fruits name like apple, bananas and cherry. Here we return a function. Here we return a UL elements. Inside the UL elements we use a items.map method. Now here we use a item and index parameter, and here we have a list like key equals to index, and this is the item. Now here what is this? The items array store a list of fruits. The map method loops through the array and returns li element. We add a key to help React track each item. Now we copy this code and we paste it here. Now you can see here we have an item list. Now you can see here is a method, map method. Now in app.js we return an item list which we define here. Now you can see here we have a function here. Now we save this, and now we check our browser. Now you can see here is the list apple, bananas and cherry. So friends, you might be wondering, why do we need keys? Keys are unique identifier that help React efficiently update and re-render list when elements are added, removed or changed. So improve performance by preventing unnecessary re-render, help React task elements and maintain UI consistency, avoid unexpected bugs when reordering items. Now you can see here is the example using unique keys. Now you can see here we have a user list function, and inside the user functions we have users list like id 101 and name. Here is the object. Now you can see here is the id and here is the name. Here is the id and here is the name. Now here we return a user.map method. Now we use a key, and here we use a name, user id and username. Now what is this here instead of using index we use user id as the key. This ensure that React correctly identifies and update each user in the list. If a user is added or removed, React will efficiently update only the unnecessary parts of the UI. So we copy this code, paste it in our code editor, save this, and here we use a user list here. We remove unnecessary part from that. Now you can see we save this. Now you see first is a allies, and here is a pop, and here is a charlie. Now the next is rendering list of components. Lists don't always contain simple string. We can also render a list of component dynamically. Here is the example rendering a list of a component. Now you can see here we use a user functions. Here we use a props like a name, and here we return a li name. Now you can see here we have a user list which we have constant user allies bob charlie. Return we use a map method like we have a user and his index number. Now what is here the user component takes name as a props and return an li. The user list component maps over the user array and render multiple users component. This makes our code cleaner, reusable and scalable. So we copy this whole code, paste it here. We can see here we have user functions like name, and here we have li name. Then we have here a user dot map. Here we have a list. You can see Alice, Bob, Charlie. So the next is conditional rendering in list. We can also conditionally render list items. For example, let's display only completed task from a task listed. Now you can see here we have to filtering and displaying items example. Now here we use a function like task list, and here we have a task. Now you can see here we have a id title and completed task is true or false. Now you can see here is the we use a map method, and here we use a conditional statement. Now you can see here we have a ternary operator. Now we what is in this we loop through the task array. If the task completed is true, we render and li. If false, we return null, meaning it won't be displayed. Now we copy this code, we paste it here. Now we save this. Now you can see here we have a task, and here we return a task method. Now here we use a task, remove them. Now you can see what we have here. We have a learn react. Now you can see here we have a learn react. Now if we add here one more thing, now here we use a true. Now you can see here we have a learn react and project one. If we use a false here, now you can see here we only have a project one. Now the next is handling dynamic list, adding and removing items. So list often change at run item. So how do we handle adding and removing item? Here is the example, adding item to a list. Here you can see we have examples like you have see this dynamic list, and here we have a constant item and set items. Here we use a use state apple and banana. Here we use a add items. Now you can see here we have div ul items dot map method. Now you can see here we have a button, add items, add items. Now what is in this, like we use state to manage our list. The add items function adds a new item to the array. Click the button triggers add items, updating the list dynamically. Now we copy this code, paste it here. Okay, here is a backtick missing. We add a backtick here. Now we save this. You can see we have apple, banana. Now item 3, item 4, item 5, item 6, item 6. When I click on add, it's automatically added item. Now recap time. Let's summarize what we learned today. List allow us to render multiple elements dynamically. Keys helps React track and optimize list updates. Always use unique IDs as key, not indexes. We can render list of components for better code reusability. And then the condition rendering and dynamic state update make list powerful. I hope you found this session helpful. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment. Keep smiling and happy coding. Thank you.